Right then, we should be live. I can see Peter in the chat there. Hi there, Peter. So yeah, we'll wait for a few more people to jump in the chat. Usually there's a few more already in actually, but yeah, we will wait for a few more people to join the chat, get it going, and yeah, then we'll get on with the topic. I also wanted to talk about, or there was something else I wanted to talk about. It'll come to me at some point when we start properly. We've got Mrs. Happy Dappy Michelle. Oh, someone new to the chat there. Hi there. And then we've got Peter Cummins in there. Hi there. So yeah, it'll come to me. That other thing will come to me once we've got into the show. I don't know. There was something else I wanted to talk about as well as the topic. But yeah, the topic. So has Q4 changed? Now, I don't want to like really drill down into this topic. I don't really want to like do all the different scenarios why it could have changed or if it has really changed. But I do want to address it somewhat because a lot of people in the community, in fact, I would say a lot of the people even like watching this chat or you know, the vast majority of people in the Facebook groups and things like that have said over the course of Q4, particularly November, I think it was, that sales were a bit patchy. I mean, even coming into December, I've noticed a few people have been saying it. Sales have been a bit patchy, bit up and down, not as consistent as previous years, all that sort of stuff. So I did want to touch on that lightly as well. I do want to say, personally, I experienced it in November. It was a little bit patchy for a time. It was a bit off and on. And then come December, about the 2nd of December, 3rd of December, it's been great. From then on out, it's been great. So, yeah, I mean, I did experience it. I mean, a few people have been saying it's because of YouTube and because of, like, people, it's finally catching up with us, you know, people sharing information on YouTube and stuff. To be honest, I don't think it's that completely. I mean, it might have a very, 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 very small effect, but I can't see that that is the root cause. Now, I'll give you an example, right? There's a lot of guys out there, right, like Steve Wakin, Craig Litthunter, Nick in the UK, with loads and loads of subscribers, right? Thousands of subscribers. But how many views per video do they actually get? They get a lot less views than their overall subscriber count. Now, within YouTube, that's a normal thing anyway. But what that says to me is a lot of people have subscribed to the channels, but then over time, and again, this has happened with my channel, probably more so because I'm a bit of a weird character, though less so because of the actual content I'm providing. Or maybe that is because of the content I'm providing, because it's weird content. But, no, basically what I'm trying to say is a lot of people come into the community, subscribe to all the channels, all that sort of stuff. They stick around for a few months, do it for a few months. I mean, so many people have talked about this. Stick around for a few months and then they leave the community because for whatever reason it's not for them. Reselling isn't for them. And that's fine, that's fair enough. But I do think that has, you know, people say, oh, well, it's because of YouTube and everyone's got thousands of subscribers now and it's, you know, it's having a real bad effect and all this. But I just don't think with the level of views, because to me it's all about views, not subscribers. With the level, because views are important. Like, you could have 1 million subscribers, but on every video you could have 100 views. What's the point in that, you know? Because you could have 1 million subscribers, but you're not getting any views, so there's not really any exposure. So yeah, with the level of views, I just don't think it could have really impacted in a very, very harshly negative way or anything like that. Now, yeah, you could argue, you know, there's like 2,000, 3,000 people viewing videos on a regular basis within the UK, and yeah, that would probably be enough to make a small impact on certain niches and things like that. But I think, you know, you think out of those 2,000, 3,000 people, how many people were already doing it and have just, you know, watched the videos for entertainment and because they've already been doing it for years? How many of those people are just like very, very, very small scale? I'm meaning like 10, 20, 30 items on eBay, if that. How many of those people just literally watch it for entertainment purposes anyway, like just for entertainment? We don't even do reselling. So for me personally, I wanted to air my view on that, and I don't think it's YouTube in a big way. Anyway, it might be in a small way, but not a big way. But that does still mean we've got this as a, you know, we've got this thing. Q4 has changed slightly this year, so I am intrigued why it has changed slightly. I'm not worried or anything like that, you know, and that's one thing I want to state as well. There's no need to be worried. I mean, just diversify what you're selling. You know, make sure you're selling a good range. Get more knowledge. Try and decrease your buy price so that then you can actually, if you're if in a very bad situation, you need to lower your sell price a little bit because the market's just come down. You've got that ability to do so because your buy price is a lot lower. But I do think it has been a bit weird this year. And then obviously it's ramped up come December like it normally would. Like now, right now, it's fine. I'm cool with my sales, and I'm sure a lot of other people are as well. But I do think November, particularly, it just didn't ramp up as quickly as it normally was. So it's very interesting to sort of see what's going on, why that is. It's very because I'm like an analyst. Again, I love analysing things, so that's why I like to pick up these things. But yeah, so let's have a look in the chat. But as people on YouTube will only watch certain videos and not all. There is so many YouTubers doing it. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, but I do think that, like, say you've got a big YouTuber, the people who watch those big YouTubers will be just the same people watching the little YouTubers, because the only exposure the little YouTubers get, and I would class myself as a little YouTuber, obviously, but the only exposure the little YouTubers get is from the bigger YouTubers, because it's the same niche. So you're in the same niche. So what will happen is my videos will show them the suggested column of, let's say, Nick's videos or anyone else's video, like Fake Rachel's or whoever it is, you know, and therefore it's just the same people coming across to another video. I don't necessarily think, like, I think that all the subscribers I have, all the views I have, you know, Nick has or someone else has in the community. I do believe that. I don't think that I particularly have anyone new, and that then says to me that there's not as many people really viewing things as you actually think, you know. But we'll move on from that. So where are we? What surprises today, ads? No, there's no prizes today, unfortunately. It was funny because I was thinking, I wonder if there's any people like not watching Thursday Talks today. And I was just having a laugh. This was just a joke, but I thought, I wonder if there's any people not watching Thursday Talks today who have been watching it for ages, because I kept saying you've got to watch Thursday Talks every week, or you've got to comment or do something like that to be in with a chance to get in the giveaway. So I had a little joke with myself, and I thought, I wonder if there's anyone who have been commenting loads and loads and loads over the last few weeks, specifically for the giveaway, and then they just drop off the face of the earth, like on this episode, because they're like, oh, well, I didn't win, so it doesn't matter. Right, let's go up the chat slightly. We've got a few people in here now. I enjoyed the chat last night. Oh, I've not watched that yet. Jay and Callum, I think there are so many awesome YouTubers now that subscribers just pick and choose to view the videos most relevant to them. I think you're exactly right. I think there is a lot now. I think that, I mean, I pick and choose. There's no way I'm watching everyone. I can't watch everyone. It's just, no one can. Okay, yeah, okay, you probably could. If you had a lot of time, even if you were doing reselling, you could try and list while you're watching them and stuff. But for me personally, I just can't watch everyone. But yeah, I think it's very personality focused. So, for example, if you are like, if you are have a certain personality very much like my personality, you might actually be detracted to watching my videos. Is that a word, detracted? I don't know. But what I mean is you might not want to watch my videos because our personalities clash in the sense that they are the same or they are similar. And usually personalities that are the same do actually clash because they are too similar. Like you put two young males in a room together with very, big, bold, arrogant personalities, you know, they think they know it all this sort of stuff. You put two of them in the same room, they're not going to get on well. But you put someone who's a little bit shy, a little bit, you know, maybe submissive or something like that in a room with another very confident, very different, very bold person, maybe you could say I'm a bit like that, then they would get on a little bit better. Well, I say that, I mean the submissive person might actually get more submissive, but in a way they would work a little bit, they would gel better than like just two head-on males going head-on like blooming battering rams or something. But yeah, I do think that personality affects who watches your videos, and I do feel like because I have such a like crazy, bold, big, different personality, that has affected my views in a negative way. And I've seen that over the past sort of 12 months. I mean, I'm not bothered about views anymore on YouTube. That's why I'll always be who I am on YouTube. You know, I'll always be my own personality, because you know, I wouldn't sacrifice that for views or anything like that. But I do think because I have chosen to be myself, and myself is very big and bold, a lot of people have been turned off by me and thought, you know what, he's a bit too full on for me, a bit weird, and that's fine, that's perfectly fine. And they've gone to someone else's channel who's a little bit more reserved, a little bit more relaxed, and they can maybe relate to their personality or gel with their personality a little bit better. And that's fine. Like, for me, I really like the Celtic Traders. I would say, like, their personalities aren't, like, their personalities aren't the same as me, and that's maybe why I like to watch them. I also like Nick and Andrea, I like watching them. Again, their personalities aren't as big, as bold as me, so maybe that's why I like watching them, because it's a difference. I don't know who, I can't like specifically put down someone in the reselling niche that is like really big and bold as me, that you know, because if there was someone like that in the reselling world, I don't think I'd watch them. But there isn't someone in the reselling world, so I can't say that directly. But let's say there's like a big YouTuber, right? There's a big YouTuber, and there's probably a big YouTuber right out there, and he's very flashy, and he's big, and he's bold. I won't watch that person, because I don't like that, because our personalities are clashing. I don't like someone else being big and bold when I'm trying to be big and bold. It just doesn't work. So yeah, I think that's why I like to watch different people, and then someone else who's in the middle might like watching me over someone who's a little bit more quiet. It really depends on what types of personality gel together. But anyway, we're not going to go into it. I've just rambled for so long on that. It was meant to be about 4:15, for God's sake, and we've already gone off on a ramble. I haven't really experienced much, only having 104 subs. Yeah, it says 104 subs is a good level. I remember when I got to 100 subs, and I was so happy. I did a video, I really, because I think a lot of people maybe don't know, I think maybe a few people know this, but I have done YouTube for 3 years previous to my reselling channel that I've now done for like 2 years and 4 months or whatever. And I didn't have any success with YouTube, but I would keep putting videos out, and I would get maybe 10 views, 20 views, 5 views, and I'd keep putting videos out, because you know what I was obsessed with? I was obsessed with making money online. I was obsessed with Google AdSense, and I thought, if I just keep putting videos out, one of them is gonna get some good hits, and I'm gonna get a load of money off AdSense and all this. I was young, you know, I was young and inexperienced. I know that, you know, even like a video, if a video gets 100,000 views in a niche like reselling, you're actually not going to make that much money. You probably make about, I don't know, I mean, it depends on the tags, keywords, and like what kind of niche you're going for. But with reselling particularly, I don't think you'd make more than £150 off that video, off that one video. Now, yes, that is good for one video, but you know, I mean, if you think it's good for one video, but if it's just that one video that ever gets to that level, and all your other videos are like 200 views or whatever, it's really not that much, is it, over the course of a long period of time? But yeah, so I was like upset. I would always want to keep doing videos. So when I found reselling and I started up doing videos again, I had about a year break in between doing random videos and then doing reselling videos. When I entered the reselling space, I found a community. And when you find a community and you are just sharing your journey, you then have a niche. I didn't have a niche prior to reselling on YouTube. But now I've found a niche, you then can build up a following around that niche. And that's what I tried to do for about 12 months or so. And it worked, you know. I was getting some good views on a few of my videos. I mean, some of my most popular videos, okay, yeah, they're not like mega views. They're like only 2,000, 3,000 views. But I was really happy about that. To me, that is making it on YouTube. Getting 3,000 people to view your video, that is awesome. That was crazy to me. So yeah, I did that for a while, but now I'm like not bothered about that. I'm not bothered about money with YouTube or anything like that. I just come on, I have a chat to you guys, you hopefully kind of understand the logic behind the chat, and we just have a laugh about it. So yeah, but no, 104 subs, Peter, is really good, because I remember, as I say, 100 subscribers, I was so happy. Right, let's see. Oh, Kirsten's in the chat. Hi there. I think I'm way behind on the chat. There we go. I think there's... Oh, I've already read that. Sorry, I'm behind on the chat like crazy. Yeah, I am. I'm like really behind. I apologise so much. I just ramble too much. Right, sorry, one sec. Oh my god, I'm so far behind. It's about ads promoting videos on certain platforms. You're going to get subs from bigger YouTubers like Nick and Z, etc. like I do, as I do different bits. The thing with reselling now, it's too saturated. What am I trying to say? You know, the niche itself on YouTube is too saturated. I can tag my videos doing all the relevant tags, like using compound tags, all that sort of stuff. Really like tagging videos properly, titling videos properly, doing really good thumbnails. I won't get mega views. And the reason is, the first people to do resale on YouTube have capitalized on it, and they're the ones to get the views. So what I'm looking at now are niches that I can capitalize on and be one of the first in there. Now, why do you think I've started doing Lego investing videos? I saw there was a little bit of a gap in the market. There isn't a big gap in the market, but there is enough of a gap in the market with Lego investing videos. In actual fact, there's only 3 channels that do Lego investing videos consistently, and that is myself, which I hope to obviously flourish more in, a channel called Brick Picker, which is really good, and Brickbarian. They're the 3 people, including myself, they're the 3 people who consistently do Lego videos on a weekly basis, or you know, 2-week basis. All the other channels of Lego investing videos for like one-offs, or for like for example, like, you know, they did them 2 or 3 years ago and we don't do them anymore. If you type in on YouTube Lego investing, just the phrase Lego investing, I am like the 5th video or the 4th video to come up. You can do it right now if you want, and that is because I tagged my video properly. I did a fairly okay thumbnail, not the best, I agree, but I didn't do an amazing title, but I did a simplistic title, because sometimes titles don't have to be like really mega long or anything. They can be simplistic, straight to the point, but they do still get your keywords in there and stuff. And that is how I managed to get to be like 4 or 5 on the list of videos when you type in Lego investing, because I am one of the first to really get involved with it consistently. And because I know how to do my tags and titles and stuff like that, I could get up there straight away. That video was ranking 2nd in the search for Lego investing within like 2 days. It was crazy. The problem is, there's not that many people searching Lego investing. I need to, you need to, if you're doing like research like that, you need to understand how many people are searching it as well, so that then you can see if there's a big enough market. Now, there is a fair market. I mean, on some of my videos, if I continue to do Lego investing videos and I get the formula right for tagging and stuff, yeah, I could get like upwards of 3, 4, 5,000 views, but that's probably going to be the limit. I'm probably not going to get a lot more than that. So, you know, I understand that, but also, again, it's less about that money for me. It's about the passion of trying to get to be the top in the search results, or trying to do the tagging right and the titling right and really get the formula right, so that then you can repeat it and repeat it and repeat it, and then it works and it works and it works and it works. That's the interest for me. And also, I love Lego and I love investing in it and stuff, so I love doing those videos, and I hope that comes through in the videos. So it was a win-win for me, really, doing that, because I saw a little bit of a gap in the market for the videos. I was doing it at the time. I was doing Lego. Started doing Lego investing at the time, and I really enjoy doing the videos. So it's like a really win-win-win. But yeah, as you can tell, I have been doing more research on YouTube, even though I'm not any sort of expert on it. But I do like doing the I just like learning about YouTube. It's very, very interesting. Are you setting up a caravan holiday farm like in the Happy Valley? What is going on in this chat? God, oh, wait, George Ross says, personally, I'm having a beast of a Q4 thanks to my first time selling on FBA this year. Yeah, FBA is a game changer. It really is. Like, for Q4, it is crazy. It really is. I've not done it as much this year. I'm actually down about 10-15% on last year on my FBA side of things, not my eBay side of things, but my FBA side of things. I know why that is, though. I completely understood what I was doing. I didn't do consoles this year. I sent like 5 consoles up, something like that. Last year, I must have sent like 40-50 consoles up. No, honestly, no joke, like 40-50 consoles up, and all of the consoles were like between like £30 as a minimum and like £100. So I really did well last year with the consoles. But this year I didn't do the consoles because, to tell you the truth, I don't like the prep. I just don't want to test them all, prep them all that sort of stuff, when I can sell sealed stuff on FBA for similar margins, maybe slightly less, maybe taking slightly less margin, but not much less, and just whack a label on it and it's gone, no prep required. So I kind of did that. So obviously, because I sacrificed the video games, that was a massive income stream for me last December, and I then had to replace that with sealed stuff. And unfortunately, I've very, very nearly, but I've not quite fulfilled that gap with the amount of sealed stuff I had. Now, yeah, okay, there's another week to go, and I've still got a lot of items up there and some good items to go. Well, I've not got a lot of items up there. I've got about 380, but they are prime selling Christmas stuff. So I expect in the next few days some really good sales to happen. So, I mean, I've already had good sales. I've sold like 4 brand new sealed quarter fours, 20 Qs. I've sold like a sealed board. Well, I'll do a sales update anyway, but I've sold loads of good higher value stuff. So it's already going well, and it definitely picked up in December. But come just that last few days before Christmas, that's when it's going to really hit home. I know it will because it did last year. So yeah, but as I say, I know why I'm down very, very slightly. It's because of not doing those consoles. But I'd rather be 10% down or so on my takings than have all that extra work. Because honestly, doing the sealed stuff, it was like less than 1/10 of the work of doing the consoles. So when you put it in those terms, the amount of time I've spent, it's so much better. It really is so much better. So I'm still happy with that. And also my eBay's up, so that's fine. Anyway, my eBay's doing really well at the moment. So yeah, I'm cool with that. But yeah, it was just November really. I was thinking of a lot of people in November, mid to late November, were saying it was a bit patchy, and myself included. And I think now in December it's fine. It's a lot more consistent, and I like that consistency. But from what I remember last year in November, I had more consistency in November. I actually did more this November than last November, but what I'm talking about is sales consistency, not sales value. The reason I did more this November than last November is because I had higher sales value per sale. But I think I had more sales consistency in last November. This November, it was a bit more sporadic. So one day I'd have like a load of sales, and then the next day I'd have not many at all. So it did work out better in the end, which is always what you want. You want it to work better out in the end. You don't want to be looking at day by day too much, because that's when you get worried. But, you know, I do think it was a bit more patchy in this November compared to last. So yeah, that's that. Ads and David McGregor were the Morecambe and Wise of the reselling world. Oh my god. Nothing to list, as I cannot do photos, cannot get too much. You cannot get to your photo. Is that because you had like a big auction haul or something a few days ago? God, bloody hell. I remember when I couldn't get to my photo area, and you have to like, it's so annoying because I have all this motivation to sort this stuff, but then I go into the spare room where, you know, this is when I've not got access to my photo area because I've got too much stuff. But I have all this motivation to sort the stuff, but then I walk into a room and I'm like, but I can't even get to my photo area, so that means I'm going to have to move a load of stuff out of the room, get my photo area set up, get some stuff sorted outside of the room, bring that in, and then put it on my photo. It's like, oh, that's so much effort. So sometimes what I do is I'm just like, I walk into a room, and I'll be like, in all honesty, I walk into a room, I'll be like, looking around, and I'll sit there like, oh yeah, that could go on, oh, that could go on, that could go on, and then I look at it like that, I look at the stuff, and I'm like, yeah, I'll do it in a bit, and then just walk out, and then like an hour later, I end up having to do it anyway, or a couple of hours later. But I normally do that when I've got too much stuff, because I am pretty bad about feeling overwhelmed. When I get like really overwhelmed with stuff, it's just, you know, it's just too much. And that is one reason why I'm thinking of getting this lockup, because if I have a lockup, I can get the bulk of the stuff down there. You know, I can have the bulk of the stuff down there and just bring some stuff back to the spare room when I need it. So then I'm not like completely going overboard in the spare room. I probably will end up going overboard in the spare room anyway, because that's just how it works. But I want that system, that, you know, having that lockup to improve my sort of processing and efficiency in that respect in the spare room, and not get it too overwhelmed in there, so then it can actually become more of a processing room and less of like a just dumping stock room until I feel like doing a few photographs. So yeah, where else are we in the chat? Who else uses Parcel To Go website? I've started using it for parcels over 2 kilograms. No, I don't. I have used it. I've used it in the past, but I don't use it like on a regular basis. I probably should. I don't know whether I have got an account. I don't know. I might have an account. I might not. I might have set one up ages ago. But no, I just use the Hermes site. I know you can get a discount on Parcel To Go, so I should start using it. But you know, like, one of them, you know, it's same with the eBay Hub, right? Remember when the eBay Hub came in and everyone was changing over to it? Oh, upgrade to the eBay Hub. I was like one of the last people to upgrade, because I find change like really quite, like, I love change, but at the same time I don't like change, because I have to adapt to something new. Like, I love, once I change over to something new, I really love it. That's what I'm trying to say. But actually the transition to actually get myself to change is very hard. But yeah, I should really start using Parcel To Go, because as I say, I think there are discounts and stuff. I think like you can get 30p off, 20, I don't know, 10, 20, 30p off a Hermes parcel, and that adds up. Honestly, that would really add up. That, you know, with the amount of stuff I do, that would really add up. So, where are we? You're not weird, ads. You're limited edition. Oh, that's a great way to look at it. Different areas of the country, like accents. I don't know what, I thought you were referring to a recent BBC News article that more Brits are buying caravans and mobile homes. Oh, I didn't know that. No, I mean, I suppose a mobile home is quite a good little idea, you know, especially if you were able to, you know, if you're able to actually have an income while you're just in your, your caravan or mobile home going around the country or whatever. That'd be a really cool lifestyle, because, yeah, whatever your income is, whether it's making money on, on a blog, or making money on YouTube, or whatever it is, or making money on eBay if there was a way to do it in a caravan, I think that'd be a really cool lifestyle. Just going out, it doesn't even have to be this country. You could go like across the channel or whatever and go to, is it the channel to France? Yeah, I think it is. Go over to France and then drive there, and you could go anywhere. It'd be really cool. Yeah, I think that'd be a really cool lifestyle, but you would have to either have some sort of passive income stream already in place, or you would have to create one for that especially. And it'd have to be so consistent and reliable that you know it wouldn't like just break down or just go down the toilet, you know, after 3 months or something, and then you don't have any income. So it's got to be sustainable. But yeah, that'd be a really cool lifestyle, that. Sib K, you been on the ASMR lately? You see it tagged on Insta. Oh god, ASMR. I love ASMR. I don't know. Who was I talking to? I was talking to someone in the was it the Tat Chat group? I think it was the Tat Chat group. It might have been UK Reselling. I can't remember, but I was talking to someone in there, and there was a post. It must have been in the Tat Chat actually, because I don't think UK Reselling like allows other posts about different subjects, but they did like a post on ASMR or things like that. And about 2-3 years ago, I did a lot of research into ASMR and what's also known as frisson or musical frisson, and I never got to the understanding that I had ASMR. I thought I just had frisson. Now, frisson is very, very similar to ASMR. That's why I couldn't distinguish between the two. But I described my the feelings I get with this frisson, you know, that I thought it was, to someone in a comment on the Tat Chat, and they replied to me saying, it sounds like you actually have ASMR more so than frisson. Now, if you don't know what ASMR frisson is, now for me, ASMR is different to a lot of other people, because, and I'm not trying to say that to be, oh yeah, I'm different, I'm unique, I'm weird, I'm crazy. It just is for me. When I listen to a song, I don't get a lot of people tend to say, you know, you get very soothing, nice, you know, tingliness and all that. And I do get the tingliness, but it's more like, it feels like really powerful and bold, and it gets my adrenaline going. It gets me, you know, gets me fired up and really exciting, really cool. And I have trigger songs with my ASMR or frisson or whatever it is. I have trigger songs that I know, and a lot of them relate to Doctor Who. When I listen to like the scores or the music from certain Doctor Who episodes, I really get very, very intense, you know, feelings, you know, really intense tingly feelings up around my back, everywhere. That it goes right down my arms. It gets really, really powerful, and it's because over about the last 18 months, I've been trying to, well, no, actually, about 24 months, I've been trying to train myself to take control of my ASMR, my frisson more. A lot of people don't know what they won't even know they have it, but they will listen to a music one time, and might be sat in a chair or whatever, and they'll get a bit of a tingly feeling, and they'll just brush it off. And that's what I used to do up until I started to find out about it when I was about 18. But now, because I know what it is, I can start to control it, and now I can start to control it, I can start to enhance it, and when I start to enhance it, the pleasure becomes more, and because the pleasure is more, it feels better, obviously. I mean, a lot of humans are seeking more and more pleasure in their life. That's kind of what a lot of humans like, you know, just maximize your pleasure in many respects. And that's what I try to do. I try to control it. I'm trying to hone it down. I'm trying to really understand it, and I'm trying to make it so that then that gives me a sense of motivation for all other aspects of my life, because I am having that intense experience with ASMR and frisson in a single moment. And that can, I always think to myself, well, that moment can be, it can help you in your entire life, you know, because it's with a lot of things, you know, a lot of things that are pleasurable, they help you in your life, they help your mental state, they help your, you know, exercise for one, and then some other things we're not going to talk about, but, you know, all these different things, they help your mental state, they help your well-being, and they help you in your life. So I try and use ASMR and frisson as a big motivator and a big positive within my life. And yeah, anyway, I won't ramble about that anymore, but it was very nice to have a little bit of a conversation with someone on the chat. Yes, do-it-yourself lifestyle, very, very good question. Are you on target for December? I am like that. I'm so it's like, it's so annoying, right? Because I'm still like that, because I'll tell you, right? I worked out on the 11th, 10th or the 11th. I think it was the 11th. That I had done £3,024. Now that is turnover. That is just turnover. But obviously I'm doing my target in my target is 10k turnover, so I'm going to discuss turnover, and then obviously in January I'll tell you my actual profit on the turnover I do, because that's the only number that really matters. But I worked out, I totted it all up. This is excluding my cabinet, so whatever I make in my cabinet, which will probably only be like 20 or 30 quid, because it's really not been going good. But whatever I make in that will be plussed on, but 3,024 on the 11th of December. Now, I've got, on the 11th, I'll have had 20 more days, right? So, to do 10k, like, right now, I'm at about 3,600. So, I've got one more day until halfway through the month. So, if we say I do 3,800 by tomorrow, because obviously I'm doing a couple of hundred or 300 even, or even I think I've had a couple of £400 days. So, yeah, I mean, if I say to you that by tomorrow I'm at 3,800 turnover, if we extrapolate that out by another half, because, you know, we're halfway through the month, then it would be 7,600, which is an increase of 1,400 on last year, but unfortunately it's not near my 10k. Now, I do have a secret weapon up my sleeve. I love it. I always like play Q4 as a game. I'm starting to like really play Q4 as just a game because I enjoy it so much. But I have a secret weapon up my sleeve, right? On the 18th or 19th of December, I have been saying this for ages. I have been pricing really high up at Amazon, and I've been seeing some really good sales from that. Now, you know, now we've come into December, I've been really starting to see those sales tick in. But also, I've got a little bit of wiggle room to come down on prices. So on the 18th, 19th of December, maybe the 20th, I might leave it till the 20th actually, I'm going to do a very, very slight decrease in prices, only very minute. But I'm going to do that decrease, and then we'll have a good flurry of sales in. That will then take my turnover, boost my turnover up, and then obviously I should hopefully do a little bit more. So I might get to over 8,000. I don't know, but I'm not going to do 10k, unfortunately. I'm really not. It's just not going to happen this year. Next year, it will. I will be determined. I am bloody getting that 10,000. And I am having, out of that 10,000 next year, I'm having like 4,500, at least 4,500 net profit. I really am. I really want a decent level of net profit. I mean, even this year, it's going to be decent net profit on the 8k. But it's just not the 10k. Whenever you set yourself a target, and you don't reach it, you always think to yourself, I could have done a bit more to get there, and you're never satisfied with the results you get. But quite frankly, 8,000 turnover, a good percentage of profit on that, it's still going to be decent. It's still, you know, it's still going to be a decent Q4, and it's still going to be way, way ahead of last year, but I just can't rest because I want to hit that 10k. Now, you know, I say to myself, I'm not going to hit it. There are ways I could hit it. You know, I could really just ramp up my listing now and hope that, you know, maybe offer next day delivery on eBay and stuff, and really ramp it up and see if I can get there. But even with doing that, I don't know. I don't think I will. I mean, I might just touch it, but it would only be touching it, if that. I don't know. I might do that actually. But yeah, so oh, sexy chat, lol. What's sexy? It's not sexy. Right then, this chat is not sexy. If anything, it doesn't have any sex appeal, but I mean, I don't think you'd want it to have any sex appeal, really. Is ASMR the same as wine? No, I said, it's like a tingly feeling, it's weird. I suppose it could, no, actually, I suppose it could act as, you know, it could act as your alcohol or your drug. I suppose, yeah. I suppose it could do, actually, now I come to think of it. Kirsten, I bet me and Seb K can get the ASMR out of you. What the hell? That is so weird. That is so weird. Bloody hell. No, now, there is... I can't say it on this chat because it's not really weird or anything. It's not like mega weird, but I can't say it on this chat because I'm going to have to do an over 18 again, and I really don't want to do an over 18 again, but I want to see if I can get my ASMR and my Frisian so powerful that if I touch someone, they will feel it too. Now, you can kind of get from that what else I would like, how far I would like to take it. You know, I would like to really maximise my pleasure by doing something else other than touching. Well, I suppose it includes touching. With the ASMR, and then if the other person has ASMR, really try and get them to feel it. Maybe even put earphones in so that then we both have different songs because we're both going to have different trigger songs, and see if we can't really get an experience of maximum intensity and pleasure. But I don't know. I mean, that's just a little dream of mine. I do secretly dream that one day I will do that and it will be very, very good and it will satisfy all of my desires, you know? But anyway, so where are we in the chat? We need to get back to some reselling talk again. It's terrible. Question. Oh, God, sorry. Don't even think he knows what's going on. Sounds weird if you come in now. Oh, God. Sounds weird. It does. JH Reseller. Is that Josh? Yeah, I think that's Josh, innit? JH Reseller. Oh, wait. Wait, I've lost the chat here. One sec. Oh, question. What's the plans for next week? Do you working all week? I always generally like work. Do you mean Christmas? Like Christmas week? In terms of Christmas, actually, that's a good question. In terms of Christmas, I am gonna have a break. I need a break from packing. I don't know whether all you guys get this, but in Q4, I am all packaged out. You know, I cannot do packing anymore. Like, I will, I'll be packing so many items, I'm like, oh, I can't be bothered doing this anymore. So, on about the 20th, 21st of December, I really get, I'm done, you know, I'm like, I can't pack anymore, I really can't. So I always think to myself, you know, around that last posting day, you know, I extend my dispatch time a little bit, and I just stop packing, because I've not had, in the 2.5 years I've been doing reselling, I've not had a holiday abroad. I've not had a holiday even in this country. When I work all year with the odd day break and stuff like that. And I like that. That suits me. I love what I do. And that's a testimony to it, because that's testament to it, because I don't feel the need to take holidays. I just have, like, you know, the odd day off here and there, and that's nice. And even on my day off, I'll go to charity shops, or I'll go here or there, and do reselling activities. And yeah, as I say, that's like a testimony to how much I enjoy reselling. But I have to say, what does grind my gears a little bit throughout the year is when I have a lot, you know, day after day, day after day, day after day, I have a lot of packing to do. So I always love Christmas, because the last 2 Christmases I've always stopped packing for a few days on end. And normally, every other day I'm packing, or even sometimes every day. Like, I don't know, I think this week did I pack yet? No, I didn't pack yesterday. I packed today, I packed Tuesday, I packed Monday, and I packed Sunday. So even this week, I've only had 1 day break from packing. So, you know, it really, it does get me a little bit throughout the course of the year. So always, I look forward to Christmas. I think, you know, at Christmas, I'm having 4 or 5 days off packing. I am. And then I'll pack a little bit in between Christmas and New Year, and then obviously we're back into it in January. But I really do like that break from packing. So that's the only thing. You know, I will be sourcing still. I'll be going to the charity. You know I'm going to be going to the charity shops blooming 23rd of December, or maybe even Christmas Eve if they're open. You know, I'm all over that. Christmas Eve, as I mentioned in my Christmas tag video, isn't really, we don't do a lot in this family for Christmas Eve. We used to do a bit more than we do now, but we don't really treat it as much. I mean, I remember, like, last Christmas Eve, I was just on my computer, so, I mean, we didn't really do much. So I just do what I want on Christmas Eve. And so yeah, I will be going to the chat even on Christmas blooming day. You better know I'm getting some photos on Christmas Eve done, and I'm going to be listing in the lull times of Christmas Day, because I have got such a mentality now that I can't waste time. Like, if I'm in a lull on Christmas Day and nothing's really happening for 5-10 minutes, what am I going to do in my mentality I'm in? I'm like, well, what's the point of me sitting here looking at a wall when we're in a bit of a lull on Christmas Day and not being productive? Why don't I get my phone out, and I've taken some pictures the day before. Oh, great, you know, right, I'll do a few listings, sorted, bang. In the, you know, what's that? In the back of a net, or whatever I'm trying to say. Yeah, in the back of a net. And then, you know, that's how I do it. I like it. Because when I don't list, this is what I feel when I don't list now. If I don't list anything on a day, I get very negative. I think to myself, oh, I really should have listed that day. I really should have put some listings on. I'm not doing enough for my business. And even just one day, like the last week or so, I've had 2 days within like 8 or 9 days where I've not listed any. And I felt so bad for doing it. Even if I only list 2 or 3, at least I've done something. But the only time I don't feel bad about listing 0 is if I have listed consistently for 4 to 6 days, really. So if I do, this is how I work it. Like, if I do 10 a day, 10 or more a day for 4 or 5 days, or maybe even 6 days, then on that, you know, 5th day, 6th day, 7th day, once I've had that consistency of listing 10 or more for, you know, that length of time, like a working week's length of time, then I think to myself, like, today, whatever day it is, it might be a Tuesday one week, it might be a Friday one week, it might be a Sunday. I used to try for Friday every week, because that's kind of a nice day to have a day off listing. Well, actually a night off listing, because I list at night, obviously. So I do that. And that is the only time I feel comfortable with if I've not got any listing done. I'm just looking at the time. We're 1:45. We're all right. So yeah, it's I always feel the need to list. I need to keep putting new items on. I need to keep replenishing. And it's kind of that. What motivates me a lot, and I'll tell you a bit, and this is very, very weird. I don't know whether this motivates a lot of other people, but what motivates me is fear. And I'll tell you why fear motivates me. Last year, I was working like crazy. Like me right now, but last year, I was working crazy. I was sending consoles up here, there, and everywhere, and I did great money. I was really happy with what I did. Personally, I was happy with what I did. If anyone else isn't happy with what I did, it doesn't matter, because I was happy with what I did. But that gave me a challenge for this year. I was actually really scared this year, because I was thinking, oh my god, how the hell am I going to beat myself last year? I was getting really panicked. I was getting fearful. So then I started going into buying mode. And I'm buying stuff for 4:15, sniping it, going into car boots, all this sort of stuff, buying it, accumulating it until I had loads of stuff. And now this year, I am probably going to beat last year. And that fear motivates me. Now, come sort of August next year, I am going to be bricking it. Because if I've done a really good level of turnover this year and profit, I'm going to be so scared to try and how am I going to match it, you know? So I'm always about bettering myself. And, you know, there was a time about 12, 15 months ago where I would get very, very down, and I would compare myself to a lot of other people. And I would always think to myself, well, this person's doing X number of turnover. This person's got a really good sourcing strategy, and they're getting loads of stuff. Why can't I do that? And it's like, you're tricking yourself into believing that you're not good enough. You know, oh, I can't do that. What, you know, why can't I do that? There must be something that they've got in their area, or they've got in their, just something they've got, you know, or knowledge or something that means that they can do that. Well, I'm going to say something to all of you, and a lot of you in the chat will know this, but you can do it. You can do it. Don't bloody care about what figures I'm doing in Q4. if they're not anywhere near your figures in terms of your figures are way up on mine or way down on mine, don't care about that. Think to yourself, what can I do to actually achieve that, or not even achieve my level of figures or someone else's level of figures, but achieve the figures you want to achieve? What can you do? I mean, for me, next year, you know what it'll be? I'll be getting up at 4:30 for car boots. I'll be trying to do two every weekend. I'm really gonna hit hard. I'm gonna do auctions as much as I possibly can. I'm gonna get as much stuff as I can. I'm gonna really try and list as loads and loads and loads, because it's always got to be about like sort of chasing yourself. You're trying to get ahead of yourself. You're trying to get ahead of yourself. There's a great quote, actually. I don't know who it's by, but it was off one of the like motivational music videos I was listening to or something, and it said you should always be and I told this to Ryan actually yesterday, but you should never think of yourself as number one. You should always think of yourself as number two, trying to get to number one. Because if you do that, if you think of yourself as number one, you're like, oh, well, I can relax now. I'm all right. I'm the top dog. It's fine. No one's going to knock me off my pedestal. And the moment you think like that and you have that level of sort of complacency, you will be probably knocked off your pedestal. So if you're thinking you're always number two, then you're just going to go bigger and bigger and bigger. And then suddenly by the end of your life, you'll look back and you'll think, you know what, actually, in terms of for myself, I was number one. But you can only do that when you've got to the end of your life and you're looking back when you're 75, 80, 70, whatever it is, whatever age for you it will be. You can only do that on reflection. Never think of yourself as number one while you're playing the game of business or anything like that, because then you will probably lose, you know. If you reflect upon your entire life, you know, personal, business, career, all that sort of stuff, and then you start thinking to yourself, actually, in terms of myself, I was number one, I did it the best I could, then that's fine. You can reflect and you can think like that, because you're not in the game anymore. You're done, you're happy, you're satisfied with what you've achieved in your life. And you might have passed on your business to your son or your daughter, or you might have just closed your business, you know, and thought, that's me done. I mean, if I was to ever, you know, get physical premises and stuff like I always talk about, if ever I was to do that, I would want to pass my business on to my kids. I assume that they probably wouldn't want it and end up selling it off or something anyway, or just closing it down. But I would like to think that my business is continued in them. If they want to change the name or anything and change it how they want, then that's fine, to adapt their personalities. But I would always like there to be some sort of continuation of my business. You know, I just can't bear closing it down. But then again, I'm not at the end of my life. I'm at the start of my life, start of my career life, not the very beginning of my life. But I am at the start of my business life. So therefore, by the time I'm at the end of my business life, I might think differently. I might think to myself, you know what? I've done a lot. I've done what I wanted to achieve. My kids aren't showing any interest, or my grandkids aren't showing any interest in the business I've built. So you know what? I'm happy to close it. And to be honest, I can imagine my 70 or 75-year-old self saying that. Now, will I ever completely retire? I don't think I will. I think I'll always do something. But I think that when I get to about 75 or something like that, or 80, I'll probably just do odd jobs for people and things like that, and just be keeping busy in that respect, rather than owning a fully fledged business and stuff. Just do things like that. But it's hard for me to, and I really do try and get in the mindset of my older self. And I know this is, again, it's a bit weird, but if you get in the mindset of your older self, you can start to think how they think, and then you can start to think, well, how did me at 50 right now, if I'm 50 and I've got a certain level of knowledge on antiques or whatever the field is I'm in, then how did I get that knowledge? How can I create a paradox, like a time paradox, in order to get to being that 50-year-old self that I desire, because I have thought about how he's gone about things in his life. That 50-year-old self, for me, doesn't exist, but I can make a paradox exist to wish him into existence, because of how I think he is going to react to certain situations, how he has built up his knowledge. What I'm trying to say is you can be whatever you want to be, but you have to do it. You have to really think of it and really look at it in your mind and analyze it to get to that stage. And the level of persistence is so incredible. Like, I do not have anywhere near right now in my current age the level of persistence, the dedication, the work, you know, the effort, all that sort of stuff to match my 50-year-old self. He is so much more than I am right now. But the thing is, there's 29 years between us. And those 29 years are where you put the work in, the persistence. But if you don't put the work in, you will not ever see that future in your 50-year-old self. You might be you might have a completely different 50-year-old self. You know, that timeline might disintegrate and not exist anymore because you didn't put the work in. Now, obviously, that is my motivational strategy. My motivational strategy is very, very centric to time because I love Doctor Who, and I incorporate sci-fi within my own sort of mental motivational strategy. But it does work, you know, if you really, really, you know, really passionately believe that and constantly think about your future and how it's going to pan out and what you're going to do, the building blocks to put in place to do it, then you will get something like that at the end of your life. Well, at the end of that time zone. I think it's someone knocking at the door. I think it's postman or something. Yeah, I honestly, I think if anyone outside, I reckon people outside can probably hear my voice projecting. That's how loud I am. Right then, where are we? So, he really has to be the girl. What? He really has to be the girl. Oh, the chat's jumped again. Question, has Q4 changed? I already answered, well, I didn't answer that, but, you know, I mean, I kind of answered it. What are you all doing for Q5? I mean, January, you know, I mean, it's not, I know it's not Q5, it's Q1, but, January is usually pretty good. You know, if you've not, someone was on the Tat Chat group, and they said it was the 1st January. I don't know who it was now, I can't remember. I know his name, you know, I've seen him pop up in the groups quite regularly, but he was saying it's my first sort of January, it'll be my 1st January. How's sort of sales go? Well, for me, January's always been good, so, yeah, hopefully, you know, Q5 or Q1, Q1 will be pretty good. So yeah, I'll be listing loads to try and get my inventory back up. And also in January, I'm going to do that like that sort out of my inventory, like an inventory sweep or an inventory cleanup or whatever you want to call it. Inventory purge, I think I called it at one time. So yeah, next week, I'm going to mute the video and concentrate on the chat. Yeah, I know, sometimes I think you need to do that. Ads believes he can flew. He can flew? What are you on about? Ads believes he can flew. Oh my god. Sarah had a word. Who's Sarah? Is there someone called Sarah in the chat? Oh. Oh no, what's in the chat now? Oh god. There's some weird things going on in this chat. I don't even know what's happened. Is there not a moderator in there? If there's some weird people in the chat or something? I don't know, I can't see properly. Question, have you ever thought of buying... How can I say there's weird people in the chat? I'm weird full stop, but anyway. Have you ever thought of buying a Q4? What? Buying a Q4? What are you on about? Question, Q1, how much will you spend or have to spend on a PC? New PC time, baby. I don't know. I was thinking originally, like, I mean, every week it's gone up in value, and I've been like, oh yeah, I really want to spend X amount on a PC. But you know what? Now I'm starting to think, well, do I want to put a load of money into a PC? I mean, I'm still going to get a PC, obviously, but do I really want to put like loads and loads of money into a new PC when I can spend that cash flow on stock for Q4, because I'm going to really need a lot of stock for Q4, because obviously I want to do bigger than this year, and it's going to take a hell of a lot of stock to do that. So I need to get buying in January. Well, actually, I say that I've already started buying stock for Q4 next year. I actually bought some stock for Q4 next year on like the 5th of December, and I'm just going to leave that. It was a load of bits of Lego and stuff. I think I've got actually about 25 Lego sets now just ready for next Q4, and that isn't including my Lego investing. I might decide next year if it's worth it to sell a few of my Lego sets for my Lego investing collection, but I think it'll be a bit too soon, to be honest. I think maybe the year after will be better with doing that. But yeah, so it's just gonna be, I'm gonna be spending on Q4. Yeah, gonna be spending on Q4 quite a lot. But in terms of the computer, I was saying to my mom, I was like, I really want to spend like more on this computer now. I really want to spend like 1,500. I said this to Ryan as well, and then I thought to myself, but if I spend that much, then it's going to be a big hit on my cash flow, and then I've got to buy another £1,000 to £2,000 worth of stock on top of that, preferably 2,000. And I'm thinking, well, that'll put me really low, you know, in between my PayPal and my bank account. So I don't want to go like really low. You know, I mean, I've always got my savings accounts and stuff, but I don't really want to touch them. So yeah, it's because obviously they're for saving for a house and stuff. But yeah, it's a bit annoying. So I might spend £1,000. I might be like 800 to £1,000 on a new PC, and then I can spend like, you know, 1,500 to 2,000 on stock for Q4 in January. That's going to be my plan. I'm going to sort of revise my decision this year. Last year, what I did was spread out throughout the year. I would basically buy small amounts of stock for Q4, and then it wouldn't affect my cash flow as much and stuff like that. But this year, I'm just going to revise my decision, and I'm just going to spend a lot of money in January, get a lot of stock there ready, and then what I'll do is maybe midway through the year, I'll start spending lightly on Q4, and then on the run up to Q4, I'll start spending a bit more, like maybe August, something like that. I'll spend a fair bit, and then, or maybe October, and then all of it goes up to Amazon. When I say Q4, I do not stockpile any items, or very few items for eBay Q4. I only stockpile stuff for Amazon with regards to Q4. I don't know why I do that. I've kind of just kind of been my system. I always, I think it's because I always get enough stock for eBay anyway all year round. So, you know, it's not like I need loads of stock for that. So I don't need to stockpile for eBay for Q4. I may as well just list it as it comes in. But with Amazon, I like to do a big, massive pile up. And the reason I do that also for Amazon and keep it back here is because of fees. I don't send it in as and when. Oh yeah, that's the reason I don't send some Amazon stuff as and when, mainly because of fees. Right then, so where are we? Daisy needs a Bailey's. Merry Christmas. Who's Daisy? Daisy. Merry Christmas ads. Oh, thank you very much. I need to get my presents actually. Has everyone got their presents? Because I need to get mine. I've got like, I think I've got like one person's present. Yeah, I have one person's present out of like, well, I have more to actually get this year because I have a few reselling friends who I have to get gifts for. So that means like, I mean, it's really nice. Don't get me wrong. I love giving. I mean, I said to you guys, like, if I could, I would get 300 of them dairy milk milk trays or whatever, and just give them away to everyone, because I really do get a lot from giving. It's the same as if I was really rich, I would be is it philanthropist? Is that the right word? Where you just like give a load of money to charity, but what I would actually do is I'd probably actually set up my own charity and then run it myself, because I'd like to see where the money's going and stuff, and make sure that the money is going to the correct place, because I'm a bit of a control freak like that. But if I ever got really rich, I'd do that. You know, I just love giving. So I have got a few more people to buy for, which is getting me a bit worried, because I'm like, well, oh god, it's like the 14th of December and all this sort of stuff. But still, it's cool. I think I've got, I'd say, about 16 people to buy for. So normally I have about 12, I think, or 13. So yeah, I've got a few more people to buy for this year, but that's cool. Yeah, it'll be really nice anyway. It'll be nice. So where are we? I need to stop buying, but then I see great stuff and have to get more. Yeah, isn't it? It's how I have got an auction haul. Actually, the video will be up tomorrow or Saturday. And I'm sorry about the video because it isn't very professional or anything. I've kind of just had to go through it with my phone, you know, very quickly. But the reason I had to do that was because it was too overwhelming. I couldn't. What I was trying to do is set up my tripod and do it really nicely and hold one item up to the camera and do all that, but it just didn't work. It was taking forever. So I've just kind of had to go through it really quickly with my phone. But yeah, got a massive auction haul. That should probably take me into well, it should probably take me around very early January to finish. But then after that, obviously, I'm hoping I'll be getting the lockup in January, or maybe late January, but January hopefully. And then it'll be on to my mega plans that I haven't completely disclosed to you guys, but I will do when we're all set in motion. And I am going to be getting a hell of a lot of stock, and also that doesn't even account for car boots or anything like that. This is just my plan with auctions, how to maximise the amount of time efficiency and the amount of stock with regards to auctions. I'm not even, you know, factored in car boots. Like, with car boots, I will be, like, such a hoarder. I mean, I'll end up having to buy a warehouse or something just to store all the stuff, which is terribly inefficient, but I swear at some point in the future that is going to be what it comes to. It is crazy, you know. I mean, just think in the last year, I've grown the business so much in terms of stock holdings, so it's just crazy how much growth there can still be, and how much space is needed because of that growth. But I mean, unless I get an employee or something like that, I'm always going to hit a wall with how much I can list in a day. I know there's like programs out there to help you list faster, but even then you're still going to hit a wall. You need an employee or something to break through that wall again. So I mean, that might have to come, you know, in, I don't know, that'll be more in the future, like 3 years time or something, but you know, that might come, you know, so and then that'll just explode things even more, really. Right then, lock up next a free. Oh my god, lock up next a freewheel van. Oh god, no, it isn't. No, it's not going to be Del Boy. No, it won't be that. Although I've been talking a bit more about getting vans and stuff, but I don't know. Anyone seen Reselling Polly's new gaff? New gaff. I've not heard that word for a while. New gaff. Oh my god. Isn't that like Cockney, like new gaff? Isn't that like a Cockney kind of bit of slang there? No, I don't think I've watched Reselling Polly. I'm gonna have to type that in. See, so I'm assuming she's just like another reseller on YouTube, UK reseller. No, I have seen her in my chats and stuff, or maybe not in my chats, maybe in someone else's. But I've seen the name, but I don't think I've watched the videos. Where are we? Right, I'll leave it there in a minute, guys, because we're like 14:03. Yeah, 14:03. So it's been an hour. Right, let's just double check. Oh, question: how much of value is your listed stock on eBay? Currently, it's about 13,100. I would not know the answer to that question unless you said that. Unless I went into my inventory the other day and I saw at the top that it was 13,100, so, or like 13,000. It's 13,000 and something, I don't know. And then I probably got like another just shy of 10k on Amazon, maybe 8k or something. So like 20k in total, so it's alright. Hopefully I can build that up a little bit more next year as well, but I'm not too worried about like listed value of stock. I'm just like piling it on, keep going and see what happens really then, because you can have quite a low listed value of stock really. If you say you're doing auctions and every week loads of auctions are finishing, and then your inventory goes like really down, then you can have like a big high value number of listed stock, value of stock, and then it will go down completely because all your auctions are sold, and then you're re-establishing it again. So yeah, I don't worry too much about that, but yeah, I certainly have a decent amount. Selling enterprises, no, maybe the right company name. Selling Enterprise. Ads. Oh, right, I get it. Sorry, I get it. Bump cat picker. Ads Robinson Selling Enterprises. Oh, no, maybe not the right company name. Oh, that is class. That is great. That is awesome. Do-it-yourself lifestyle and all. What's your listed value? It is, if you go, I think it's in your active inventory on the Seller Hub. You're on like active inventory, it'll say a little number in brackets at the top of your inventory, and then it'll, whatever that number is the, like, basically all of your listed stock, the value of it all added up. So if it all sold tomorrow, you would get that figure. Obviously it's not going to, but if it did, you would get that figure. So all of my listed stock on eBay adds up to 13,100. So therefore, if it all sold tomorrow, I would get that amount of money. But I tell you, it's not all going to sell tomorrow. I think that would be like, well, I don't know whether it would be every reseller's dream. It might actually be every reseller's nightmare, and I'll tell you why. You might be thinking, that's weird. Why would it be a nightmare? But if you have 500 items listed and you have like 10k worth of stock, right? Let's just say them figures, just using them figures, then you're going to have to pack 500 items. If they all sold within a day, you're going to have to pack 500 items within a couple of days, because let's say you have 2 working days handling time, you're going to have all of those 500 parcels are going to have to be out the door within 2 days or a day or something. Now, if you had same day handling time, oh my god, you'd probably end up getting late delivery defects and stuff, because you wouldn't be able to get that many out on time. Now, I don't know, maybe there's a way around that. Maybe eBay will give you some slack because you've just sold like all of your inventory in one go, and it's like there's no possible way of keeping that up. You weren't expecting that at all, but I don't think they would give you any slack. I mean, after all, you were the one who decided to list all those items, and you were prepared to receive the defects or whatever if something like that were to happen, or you didn't meet the selling requirements, or your handling time and stuff. So yeah, but that would be a nightmare if you had like same day dispatch and then all your inventory sold and you had to pack it straight away. That would be terrible. So yeah, anyway, I'll leave it there then, guys. I'll leave it there then, guys. Thank you very much for watching. A few people are leaving the chat now, so I will leave it there. It changes all the time, so don't matter too much. Yeah, it doesn't. The listed value does change quite a lot. So yeah, I'll see you guys. Thank you all for joining me once again, and I will see you in tomorrow's haul most probably. So yeah, stick around for that. That should be a decent one. Some quite cool items in there actually. So yeah, see you very soon, guys.